What's up, Joe?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Mr. Garcia? Uh, well, I've been working late. You left me this hail car I got to still fix, dude. And
Oh man, come on, dude. Jeez, Louise, I
no,
told you I'd stay another week.
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. So, man, it's been a good week. I appreciate you coming out and helping me tag team with me on that hail car. That was a definite project. We're still finishing up on the aesthetics of it. The windshield's got to go in, and I got a couple guys in the back just working on their stuff, and my student back there. So if you guys hear a little bit of noise, that's what it is. We're gonna take you back there as well. I'm gonna show you some tools, and that's a good drill back there, man. You hear that, dude?
Yeah, it's a drill shop, man.
Chop, the chop drill shop.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, let me go to the comments because I didn't mean to not see the comments here.
Yeah.
What's up, Roberto? What's cracking? Well, hey man, I don't know about that, but hey, we love PDR, man. So
Thank you, Roberto.
Tim Green, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? All right, so our podcast is going to be about, and you get to really say thank you, Joe, again for coming out. Okay, so our podcast
pleasure,
is going to.
Glad to be there.
Sorry, Joe, I didn't even look at. I'm becoming Daniel Grom too, dude. Like
no. No.
Danny's like, what are you throwing me on the bus for, man?
Poor Daniel.
If you guys didn't know, I used to do a co-host with PDR Tool Time, and Daniel Grom was known to, like, halfway through people's sentences, like, cut them off. Not intentionally. He didn't even know it, but it was funny. And I feel like I'm doing that once in a while, dude. So sorry, Joe.
It's because you guys are excited, bro. Excited about PDR, right? That's why we're all here. We're nerds of the PDR.
Right.
So
that's
what
it.
Can you say?
That's it. Finish our comments there. Dave says Joe is the man.
What's up, Dave?
Good evening, gentlemen. What's up, Nick? Adam Jones, what's going on, fellas? What is crack-a-lacking? And I have a question. Is 2 weeks PDR enough? Training PDR enough? Okay, so I guess I can answer that right now, Roberto, since you have a chance. Yeah. I would say it's enough for if you were going to get mentored, meaning that you have somebody that you are going to train with beyond the initial PDR training. The 2 weeks is really developed for the fundamentals, the basics of paintless dent repair, like understanding how to read your reflection, learning how to remove a dent clean, just the proper way of holding the tool, using your body as leverage, understanding which tools go into what panels, and how to purchase tools as well. That is part of that thing, part of that as well. So there's a lot of small details that takes up the 2 weeks. So is 2 weeks enough to really practically go on your own? I would say no. 4 weeks, I can get you pretty far in that aspect. Have students gone and become successful in 2 week training? Absolutely. Shane Roses is one of them. He did 2 week training with me, but he busted his butt off. So hope that's in a quick note. Yes and no. Okay. But that depends on your learning curve. So, and how hard you work beyond that. So that is it, an answer in a nutshell. So
I believe it'd probably be like case specific, right? Like, I mean, everyone has their own learning curve.
So. Yeah, that's right. That's right. What's going on, Brian? How you doing, man? Canada representing, man.
Right on. Welcome, Brian.
Hey, guys, appreciate your podcast. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Miguel. There's Miguel. Yeah. Hello from Colombia. What's up, Miguel? And then the other Miguel from Seattle. No mames. You guys, you see him in my video. No mames.
I love that, man. You should have kept him around, dude.
I know I should just kept him around. I couldn't pay him enough, man. He makes too much money where he's at right now.
Yeah, so that's all right. That's good. Successful already.
Did 8 weeks back in '92 with Jerry Powell. Whoa, you the old school, Brian. Yeah, Jerry Powell, man. He's an OG.
Wow.
Yeah, he's one of the legends back there, dude. Yeah.
You know, we got to talk about that one of these days, you know, because that's one of the legends that goes way back, like A1 Tools. Like they had a Jerry Powell set.
Yeah.
And I never met that gentleman, but I heard, you know, he was a legend, right?
Dude, look who else is here, an all-star, Craig Dyer, dude.
Howdy, Craig.
How about them Cowboys? So Craig, how you doing? Hey, we're going to talk about some tools tonight too, as well. So we are talking about some tools that Joe and I have used that we thought we're not going to call them game changers, but we thought are something that you guys are want to look forward to. I know it's about that time of year about how to buy tools, right? Which tools should you buy? What are you on the fence for? There's I know tool companies. Speaking of Craig, they've got a whole boatload of new tools coming out. Um, I know Ultra's got that cart. I think he's had that cart for a little bit, but I'm really enjoying that cart that he has. Joe, you use that lateral tension puller. We're just naming a
Yeah.
few just right now. We're
Oh
going to
yeah,
talk more about that. So, and I know you have a list. So
definitely.
Joe always does his homework. Myke Toledo just does it on the fly, but Joe's always come prepared. So,
You're kind of putting me on the spot because this is the one time I don't have a list, but
all
I
right.
do
Well, it
have
doesn't matter.
some.
Maybe as
I
I'm
have them up
going.
here.
All right.
So
Well, okay. There you go. Yeah. All right.
hey, look at
All right.
that! Wow.
We're gonna block this one, dude. Use
Right
block
on.
user right there.
Hey,
There we go.
welcome Miguel Garcia. Thanks for joining us. Jerry McCarty, thank you for joining us from all the way from New York. Yeah, we are nationwide, man, international, dude.
What's
Other
up,
countries.
fellas? So, yep. We grind. Brian says we grind. Ben made our tools back in 1992. I know, man.
Yeah,
Shoot.
that's
Yeah, I
old
remember
school,
those
man.
tools back then. I was super. I went to a convention with my stepdad, and we couldn't believe there was tools that people were making that we didn't have to make out of our garage or go to Home Depot. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah.
So, and the other thing is about emotions, right? About how much does social media influence you to run your business? I mean, are you doing it for the likes? Are you doing it because you are, are you influenced somehow, some way? And I think we all are. How much of it are you, and are you aware of it? Are you,
Yeah.
you know, has it really changed your game on certain things? Or does it affect your originality? Um, everybody wants that now, now, now. Look at the video content. I have a ton of video, and I feel like, the long content, the long version content, it doesn't hold the attention. Obviously, it's a shorter version of it, attention. The difference of what's going on is definitely there. And have you heard, Joe, that they're thinking about banning TikTok again, dude? Like they're like for sure they're trying to do it.
I didn't
So
hear that.
you heard that?
Who's they? Who's trying to do that?
Congress, right? They're
Okay.
kind of. I think it's
Wow.
because it's owned by a Chinese company, and I think that
Oh, is
it's
that what it
political
is?
reasons, stuff like
Oh my
that. So
goodness.
then it kind of gets to our don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? You know,
Yeah. Right.
So there's something we're going to talk about that, right? So what do you want to talk about first, Joe?
Um, well, we got a couple of users here talking about the tools that they've been using and having success with. Nick Stark says he used the lateral tension device he pulled today on a Tiguan body line. Ah, man, those are tough body lines, Nick. And yeah, the lateral tension is, man, it's been such a. I don't like to use. I'm not even going to say game changer, man, but it has really increased my opportunities with what I can fix. And man, it's like a secret weapon, dude. Facebook user says Milwaukee Packout Card of the Year. Awesome accessories from a lot of companies. Geez, man, I wish that when I got my DeWalt toolbox T-Stack, they had Milwaukee Packout, but they didn't have any drawers yet. Milwaukee hadn't made any. So, I went with the DeWalt, but I really like that Milwaukee Packout system. You got it, Myke, and man, I was just drooling over it when I was over there at your shop last week.
Well, sorry about the noise in the background. Before we get more into that, Andy, do you mind telling us when your toy drive is at? And I know Anson has a toy drive December 3rd, which is a Saturday. So I want to get that out of the way. Okay, so Anson's got a toy drive December 3rd at their location in Texas at their shop. And then I know Andy's got something going on too as well. So as soon as he posts that, I will copy that and put that on the date on our stuff as well. So okay. going back to what you're saying, Joe, someone mentioned here about the pack out, right? And
Mhm.
I have to say that the accessories for the pack out are endless, right? I mean,
Right.
if I believe if you're a shop or a mobile tech, if you have the room for the pack out, I think that's going to be really a best bet to do that. Can you guys hear me okay? Because it's a little
Yeah.
noisy in the
No,
background.
I can
So,
hear you, Mike. For what it's worth, I can hear you, but I cannot
uh,
hear anybody in the background.
okay, good. Because good. I just want to make sure. Um, okay, so he said it's November 19th in Dixon, Tennessee. So there
All
you
right
go.
on.
And Andy, if send me a link to that too as well, so people can donate some tools. Obviously, I'll get a link from Anson, and then you guys can, if you want to participate and send some money for the people to purchase toys for the tots, please do. Okay, so
Right on.
cool. Um, Toy Drive Tech Meetup, cool. That's cool. Tech Meetup too as well. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, pack out, man. I know there's a few, VIP has a freaking awesome accessory that goes on top of it. And I am going to take you guys out there, and we're going to kind of walk around. And Joe, you've been to my shop recently, so you kind of know what's there. And if there's anything
Oh
you want
man.
me to go take a look at, we
Yeah,
can do
that's
that.
like a toy store in there.
I will show some new tips that Anson has. So we'll have that. I'll show Ultra's new cart. You name it. You guys have a request, you want to see a tool, you let me know. If you want to get a closer look at it, if you want to ask Joe and I's opinion about it, let us know. We'll give you our opinion on that. So what else? What's your other go-to? What'd you like?
Um, well, I'm really using the glue pull tension a lot, not just lateral but perpendicular. And so another tool of the year for me would be the Cam Auto. Uh, now I'm drawing a blank. Constant tension tool. Sorry.
Oh
And I
yeah.
showed that in a previous episode, and it looks like a shock absorber, and it basically, you hook it up in between your pulling points. One end goes to the your glue tab, and then the other one goes to a strap. And it just holds tension on there while you're knocking down a crown, and that dent is starting to release on its own now after being constantly pulled on. Well, that constant tension device really just holds it in place longer than and keeps you from having to go and readjust the strap and constantly be manually applying tension. So that would be another good
it,
tool
it
to
it looks
invest
like kind of like a I don't know, screen door, but a bigger
in. Yeah.
like a shock
Mhm.
almost, right?
Like a screen door strut,
Yeah,
but
there you
thicker,
go.
or like
Yeah,
a shock absorber kind of looking
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But it works, man. It's there's times when I can't use it because my pulling point is just too close. Like for example, I was working on a car a couple weeks ago, and I was parked right next to it in the stall next to it, and I literally tied my strap to my wheel, or actually it was to my shock mount and on my truck, and then I attached it to the car, but there wasn't enough space in there between my tie down and my ratchet strap and the tab to put the tool, so I couldn't use it, and I noticed the difference, man. So
Yeah,
that would be
I know.
another.
I haven't got one of those yet. I definitely want to check that out. Um, what he Han says, Packout is great for mobile text, but I was able to put a small TDN card in my Honda Civic hatchback when TDN was more storage capacity. Yeah, I guess you could. I
Cool.
mean, if you got the setup, I mean, that's the great thing about PDR text, right? What works for
Preference.
you might not work
Yeah.
for this person, and what floats
Yeah.
your boat might not float your boat for this one. It's completely preference, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I'm glad I had an opportunity to work with all these systems, but I'm actually have a new little cart that I'm going to be not cart, but a new trailer kind of system I'm going to be using, and I can't put the pack out. It's too big. It's too cumbersome for me to use. So I'm going to go with the DeWalt T Stack, right? I don't
Mhm.
want to use the Ultra because I feel like that's more of a shop cart, and it's too many things to unscrew. I think it's great if you're a traveling hail tech and you need something sturdy and you got 3 tiers. That will probably be a good option as well as the pack out. I did a poll, right, between the pack out And the T stack and the pack out just basically demolished the T stack, right? It seems like everybody's going pack out right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a
It's just the
sexy car, man.
accessories. Yeah,
Yeah.
the accessories is going to what makes the pack out going to be great. All right. I
Right.
do know something from Anson is coming out. You know, they have something cool coming out for a pack out.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but you know, accessorizing. If you're thinking about a pack out, I would probably get one. I mean, that's just my opinion. If you're in the market to get one, you're thinking about one, you like them, like Joe thinks, he likes it, it's probably a good idea to get one, right? If it makes sense for you. So
Right.
because of all the, you can go to Etsy as well. You never heard of that website?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my
Yeah, you can
wife
get all
sells stuff
kinds of
on there.
crazy things on there, man.
Mhm.
So
Like homemade stuff, right? Like do it yourself,
yeah, I would
art
say
creators.
the biggest thing on a pack out is that there's not enough dividers, right? So inside there, because there's so much room, all you can do is just throw big stuff in there because it's made for
Mhm.
bigger tools, but there's not really an option for dividers that work. But if you go to Etsy, they have a lot of cool little dividers that you can use. What I've
Okay.
been using lately is, those collapsible, those things from Snap-on and Matco, that holds
The
your,
little bolts.
yeah,
Yeah.
it holds the bolts and stuff. Those have
Yep.
been working really good. So
Okay. Okay.
he goes,
Yeah, I
I'm ready
used
for some
one at
Black
your shop.
Friday. Sean Schlett. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, no, that this is the right show then, Sean, because, we're gonna give you some ideas on what to make your grocery list, basically.
That's guys. What's going on? San Fran area. Yeah, we got a lot of
What's up
people
with the
there.
guests?
T stock was too small for me. Yeah, and you know what, Andy? It can be, yes. For compact guys, uh, yeah, I think the drawers were too skinny. You'd have to have the bigger, taller ones. Joe has probably a cool setup. He's got a really good setup for his. Depends what you want to bring. But Andy, I do agree. I think it's small for most people. But if you know what you're bringing and how to pack it, I think it'll work out fine for the quick mobile tech guys. So
He's got a point though, because like you mentioned, Mike, those drawers, the two
they're thin.
drawer stack, whatever you call it, they're pretty shallow. And I occasionally I'll my regular tools, my clip pullers or whatever, they'll get crossed up or something, and the drawer gets jammed. So he's got a point, but it is more compact. I am interested in what Hans said about that TDN smaller cart. I wasn't aware that they had a smaller cart because I'm interested in that. But in my case, I really needed drawers because I do a lot of R&I and a lot of like screwdrivers and you know basic sockets that I use a lot, and ratchets and all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
like quickly accessible.
Hang in there, fellas. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go out there to the shop. We'll eyeball these things that we're talking about. Joe, you can tell me, what they're, if somebody's commenting, they want to go ahead, and you can read it to me too, because I'll be on my
Okay.
phone, so I won't be able to
Okay.
see everything.
Right on.
Vincente did mention though, because I was doing a live little slash review kind of micro tutorial about glue pulling those tabs, right? My top 5 tabs that I liked. And I'm gonna have to tell them to stop for a second.
No,
Hold
it's not
on.
that loud, dude.
It's
It's
not
not that.
okay.
It really isn't. Not on my
Anyways,
end.
it's a red cap, right? And the red cap goes over the VIP tips and anything else, right? Anything that has a sharp tip on it or a blunt steel tip, you can use that, right? And it
Right.
works phenomenal. But the only thing is that these caps are very inconsistent. You got
Mhm.
thicker ones, which will last a long time, but if you put a thin one on, it'll go right through. So it's
Yeah.
hit and miss. And 95, 80%, 98% of these people who order these caps don't have the ability to go sift through the caps and pick out the best ones.
That's right.
So is it ready for prime time, these caps? Not yet, ladies and gentlemen. So you're only seeing the best ones as I'm using them, and they last a heck of a long time
Yeah.
if you get the thicker ones, if you have the ability to do that. So they're
Okay.
not really ready yet. VIP has some, they're still too thin. So just
Okay.
wanted to let you know.
For years, Mike, I've used ones from Ding Magic. When you go into the Den Olympics, when you sign up for the Den Olympics, they would give you this little free pack of plugs and caps, and in those caps there were these 1/8 inch little black caps for the VIP tip. They're not made for that. They were made for like tools, like 1/8 inch tools. But I've always used them for my VIP cap, and they work well. They're a little inconsistent too. I haven't used the red ones from Ultra, so I couldn't really compare the two. But I've used them, and depending on how hard you're hitting, they will wear through. I mean, if you're really hitting hard, it's going to wear right through. But if you're just tapping, or you want to get that nice soft tap and not too where a plastic fine point is going to leave a divot, or your metal VIP is going to leave a divot, that little bit of rubber on there just makes a nice soft tap on there, and it works well. They work well on when you're working on a freshly painted panel too. For those of you who do work for body shops.
Yeah, that's what exactly. Well, I've been using it quite often. That I just tired of tips marking paint, and it's not that they're really hurting the paint. It's just sometimes they can cloud up your vision,
Mm-hmm.
and so I use those particular tips for my final finishing. Right, you have to make
Yeah.
sure that the panel's really clean.
Right.
Especially if you're working on a car, you're outside, you're not wiping down every car. You're at a dealership. You
Yeah.
want it, the more precise, the cleaner you can see the dent, the more precise you're going to be. So these
Right.
caps help you be precise and keep your dent clean at the same time. So it works pretty well when you have good caps. So Vincent, I'm not sure what you mean by the one I use from Glexo, or is anybody do you know that what I'm talking about? Or he's talking about. Vicente, can you be more specific? Which one do you mean?
Oh, I think he's talking about your knockdown, maybe the wooden handled knockdown that you're real happy with the magnets, and you had the red cap on that, I believe.
Oh, that's not Glexo.
Maybe he's not. Maybe I don't
No,
know.
no, that's actually
Oh, come on.
that's a Polish. That's from Poland.
Okay.
I
Well,
haven't done
he'll
a
come back.
review yet on that. I'm going to. I've been testing everything on that, but that will come out sometime next week. I will talk about that. I do have a
All right.
hammer that Glexo sent me. I still working with that because I feel like it's just a little too light for my taste. So I'd like it heavier. Paddles to me has got to have some weight to it. So if you guys want, we can go out there and talk some tools. But what else did you have on your list there, Joe?
Um, well, Vicente came back on here. He said it's a plastic cap you make using Glexo and the UV
Oh, the
light.
resin. Oh, yeah. I've got some of that out there too. So I
Okay.
will talk about that. Yeah, the
All right.
Glexo Magic. That's what it is. So yeah, I actually take that metal cap, a metal tip, and I will
Mhm.
dip it, right? But this one you gotta have, like, you gotta for me, I like to do it a day ahead. So it
Yes.
hardens, it really fully does. I I'd like to tell you guys it's going to cure in 5 minutes. It doesn't. It's still soft for about an hour or two. So I just leave it. Once I cure it, I kind of leave it out in the sun, and it's good. So it lasts quite a while, especially if you're pushing or if you want to use it as a tap down. I'll show you a little bit about that, or maybe I'll just do a quick demo on it, dude. So, but it was really good. Thanks, Vicente, for bringing that up, dude. Jerry says, I like the blue Hayes Freeman caps for the crown work. Oh, cool. Yeah, the pivot tips. Yeah. They've been out for a while. They are fantastic for hitting those crowns, those big kind of nasty crowns. So yes, Jerry, you are right. Those are very good as well. Now,
Yeah, those are nice.
to be another one that came out was the Crown Busters from Anson. They're the orange caps I think I've given you.
Yes.
Now they have more a rounded one, which is the green ones.
Green one, right.
So, but they all have their slight differences that make a big difference. So, and then
Mhm.
another top down I like using for crowns, especially for motorcycle tanks, which I'm using now, is the leather tips from VIP. So the leather screw-on tips that have
Okay.
that small diameter of that leather. I think you've
Yes.
used one before, right, Joe?
Yeah, well, I've used them before, but I pretty much glue my own on there,
Yeah.
on the dead on dent tools. You know, I really well that's the next tool I was going to say is the dead on dent tool knockdown tips. If you can get the variety pack of everything from the little tiny peewee all the way to the wide diameter one. And on the wide diameter one, I will take a piece of Tessa tape, the black cloth tape, put that over the top. I'll cut out a little piece of leather and glue it right on, and it lasts a long time. And that's not out of me being cheap. It's just that eventually every knockdown, like you mentioned earlier, including the leather ones, including whatever material you're using, they do get little debris in there, like tiny particles of dust in there, and they can scratch the panel. So I just rip the thing off and put on a new one, and it lasts me a couple weeks again. But if you don't want to do that, then the best thing would be to purchase that one that you're talking about, that leather tip knockdown. It's a pretty solid hit.
Yep. Now, on another note, you got Sergio right here. Now, Sergio's, in my opinion, he's one of the first guys that brought cold glue to the market.
Okay.
He's got a new cold glue. He sent me an example batch last year. Sergio, I haven't got any of your new stuff, so just FYI, I haven't had a chance to use it. But when I did use the old one, your last newest batch, it pulled like crazy, dude. So it was almost too powerful. Okay, but Sergio, look out for Sergio's. That's another. If you're looking for a different type of cold glue, I feel like cold glue is becoming like rods now, right? Or glue tabs. Like this tab will pull this much, and then this tab will pull this much, and that's like cold glue. Like this cold glue will pull the balls off of this friggin' door, dude, and then this one will pull it just enough, because I feel like this cold glue is starting to turn into hot glue where it won't let go. I feel like the advantage of cold glue is it knows when to let go. All right. It's going to be scary when it doesn't know when to let go. do you see my point?
Yeah.
Joe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're talking for sure pulling paint and overstretching metal. I mean, it could get really scary, dude. So
Matt Armillo says right here, and he says the new stuff is insane. I pulled a horizontal crease out today. He pulled a horizontal crease out with cold glue, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, Sean's saying Crown Killer. So Crown Killer, Crown Buster. Are you talking the Crown Jewel? Is that the one you're talking about, Sean? Because I call it a Crown Killer. So if that's the one you're saying, we're referencing. People are giving us all kinds of stuff. What's Crack-a-Lack-and Facebook user? Yeah. So Matt says new stuff's insane. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Matt Armeo. So yeah, Matt, we are working out here and this outside. You know, we work on bikes too as well. So what's his name's here again, dude?
Brandon.
Yeah, he's here. There's no more parts for me to put on my bike, dude. So
you're done.
Yeah,
you're done.
Well, not yet. I'm waiting for new parts. So if you guys don't mind, let me go to Safari. Let's go take a look at what's out there, dude. All right. And then you guys can pick away about what we got. All right. So let me get online here. All right. And I'll be like, okay, la da da. We'll be in two places at once here. Yeah, let's go to enter shop. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right. It's gonna get loud out there.
It's gonna be loud.
Oh, let me take this. Let me mute me. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, let me do this. Actually, Joe, can you read the comments still?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So
hold on. All right. I'm gonna be doing these guys want to see what's going on here.
All right.
Let me clean my microphone here. Can I turn it this way? Would it be better this way?
Yeah, that's good. That way they can see everything.
All right, let me switch. How do I switch here? Boy, I don't know how to switch, dude. How come I can't switch my microphone? My camera here. Bear with me, guys. Dude. Okay. I want to switch my camera here. Look at this guy.
I know. What up?
Joe, have you ever done this on phone, dude?
No, I haven't. You want me to get on my phone?
Stop multicam. No. Shop. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Heck with it. I'm just gonna do this, dude. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. We can see
Okay.
what's going on there.
Okay. So what do we want to see for? Well, here's the caps. Okay. Can you see that?
Yep, red cap.
Okay. So you notice that cap is a lot thicker. Am I in the right position here? Yeah.
Yes, sir. We
So
can
this
see it.
cap is a lot thicker, and it's going to allow me to tap down really nice and clean and not going to slip, right? And this goes perfect on the VIP. I love putting it on the VIP. Okay, so if you can get some of these red caps, and probably some of the tool manufacturers are probably watching, and they're probably getting ideas. But you see how thick that edge is? I mean, it's thick all the way around, so it doesn't bust through. I can probably tap a couple hundred dents without this going through. Okay,
Right.
that's a lot. But and look, there's the surface of it, not even showing going through. Okay, so that's why I like this cap. If we can get some caps that make it that thick, that's good. The Well, let's just get into it, dude. Right? Here's the cart. Here's the VIP cart right here.
Right.
My main thing that I love about this is that not only can you put extra stuff on top, but I like the ability that I can put the Magnatech mat on here, and then I got all this real estate here. Okay. I also love that you can put all your tools that you want right in this location. I got a wind chime going on here, right here.
Huh.
So you can put your ultra tools here. You can put your cold glue here. You can put another set here, another slide hammer. You can put your VIPs and your dead on dent tips, your Anson, the caps right here. You've got tons of room. Right, here's my handle systems and my R&I stuff, all my
Nice.
other things. There's almost too much room in this thing. I've got, like I said, you can put your glue gun here. And I know a lot of you guys already have a big setup here. Your hammer, right? This another thing right here. Check this out. So this slides in. This is like almost meant for this, dude.
Yeah.
Nice and clean. Your right. I mean, just whatever you want, you can fit, and this folds up, right? And then you can put your, more of your your pack out stuff on top if you wish. But I feel like you lose real estate, and this is what I really like. This is my personal opinion on this. So
Okay.
I like it, Joe. What do you think? Anybody have any questions on anything?
I think it's sexy as hell for one, but I mean it's very, very functional, as you can see there. So yeah, I'm sure one is in my future.
So I actually put this on here too as well, right? If I maybe wanted to put some I don't know, some tools real quick, right? It's magnetic. I put a magnetic piece here, so I could do that
Right
if I
on.
wanted to, right? But
Love it.
just add more real estate there as well.
Right on.
It's a huge solution. It's a great solution. Andy was saying that there's, the T-Stack doesn't have a lot of room. This has almost too much room, but that's a good thing, right? Rather have too much room than not enough.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And you're still using your DeWalt boxes too, right, Myke?
I absolutely am. So
Yeah. So some of your tools are in there. I mean, if you had just the one Milwaukee box, I'm sure you'd fill those up real quick. But I saw you had cold glue on there. And speaking of cold glue, Sergio actually made a comment here. And forgive me, Sergio, my Spanish isn't up to par here. But what he says is he's going to be at Anson doing a demonstration of the new cold glues, including the turquoise glue. So
okay.
whenever
So
that
in the
that
toy
is,
drive,
I don't know. He didn't say anything about the toy drive. So
probably. So
on the
unless,
six,
well, maybe not.
on the six,
Maybe.
is that the one?
Yeah.
We'll
So
find that out, Sergio. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah, there's your T stack.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have these are freaking a must, because you are going to, like, maybe you want to use it as a leverage. That's not what I generally use it for. I'm going to show another option I have, but maybe I'm wanting to press somehow against this area right here, and I didn't want to damage this, so I can put my tool in here and I can just get that leverage off here. And plus my tool fits right in here. What about if you're using a Jeep cowl, right? And you know those Jeeps, right? And they have that common dent right there, right? And then you open up the hood and you got this big opening, and then you're trying to leverage and you're slipping everywhere. Well, you put one of these bumper bags in there, man, it freaking just molds right to it. On
Right.
one side, this is a brand new one here, but on one side, I actually hot glue it and then I paste it to the panel.
Nice.
So so now I can just know especially if I was working on something like this, right? And then if I don't, it just falls, right? Or if I try taping it, and that only holds so long. So
Right.
I glue it,
Yeah.
and then afterwards I would put the alcohol on and release. But however, we're just warning here. If you do put glue here, it's over. It's staying there. You ain't getting it off there. Okay, so dedicate one side for the glue, and you'll just have one side that you always glue, right? And then
Right.
push with on this side. So
It's brilliant, man.
they sell these in a set.
Okay.
Anson has these now, so
Okay.
check them out at Anson. Also, Ultra has them too. So, but I got these latest ones from Anson,
Okay.
and I'm telling you, if you don't own them, you're gonna thank me later, or you're gonna
Okay.
think about thanking me later after you purchase them. Okay, because you're
All
gonna
right.
wish you had them. So,
Right on. Right on.
all right.
Hey, well, speaking of the bumper bags, Vicente has a good question here, Myke. He
Okay.
says, Myke, there are 3 bumper bag sizes. What's the most used one?
That
Which
one,
one do you use the most?
that one,
That one?
and this one.
Okay.
This one I hardly use.
Okay.
Okay.
So the 2 smaller ones then.
2 smaller ones. This one, the small one, because this one's almost I can't fit it in anything. Okay,
Okay.
unless you got a big tire and you want to lift that. But speaking of tire, check this out. Right, this is Stucky's new thing. Right,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
dude, you get what do you want? What do you do when you put a tool? Right, you grab it from underneath and you're trying to hold it with your hand underneath it while you're trying to get the leverage. Right.
Sure.
Well, let this do the leverage for you. Right.
Okay.
This, and then you flip it around.
And it
Right?
doesn't crush your hand.
No, and then so if you're on taller vehicles, right, now you got
Okay.
more height advantage this way,
All right.
and then you got less for the smaller ones like this.
Okay.
So
And that's
right,
that's made by
and
Stucky.
made by Stucky, right, and
Okay.
there you go. Check that out. That is freaking legit. So this is something cool
Right
that I use a lot as well, and my students love it because the first thing they do is they try to hold a tool like this as they're pushing, right? I'm like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Like, let the tire have the leverage. And so in order to compensate that, this goes on the tire and then the tool goes on this, right? And it's super
All right.
strong. So yeah.
Right on, man. I hope you guys are making a list here, taking notes. This is a class, all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go check out some new I think we got some new toys here, dude. So let's go over
Nice.
here.
Oh, there's one right there.
Let's see here. Here's some stickers here too, dude. Check that out, dude. Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you got the new thing now is just put at, right? Especially if your handle is Den Evil all over the place, right? You Den Evil this, Den Evil that, Den time this, Den
Yeah.
time that.
Right.
Put an at now, okay? Because we're all social media savvy now. We know that means Den time everywhere, right? Den time Facebook, Den time Instagram, Den time this, Den time that. So they know that's basically representing that. So it's a little kind of marketing tip if you want
Right
to.
on, yeah. Great idea.
So Anson's got some new colored flavors, man. They've got some new tips, the little shorties, if you haven't noticed. You know how many times have you guys used a tool that your tip is just too long? You just want to shorten it up.
Okay.
Right now they got these little shorties right here. Somebody was asking about these green tips right here. How did you like these, Joe?
I loved it, dude. The one that you gave me, I've been using it for a week. It hasn't even worn through.
Yeah. So these are the new tequila aluminum triple tips, and or tipple tip, I guess they call it. I guess my eyes are bad, but tipple tip.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And here's the caps right here.
And they attach to the R4.
They do.
Or tooltip, excuse me.
They do. These, what's cool about these here? Let me, if I can do this right here. What's cool about this tip is that if you notice, it's pretty deep. So the contact of when you put your R4 in it, it's only going to like right there. It's not going to the tip. So when you push, you're not going to bust right through it. You know what I mean? You still got a lot of room left before the tip actually will come through the cap. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yep.
Okay. So this is a really good push tip. It's actually now I would say it shines more direct pushing and tapping down. Side loading, I probably wouldn't trust it as much side loading. That's just my take on that.
Okay.
However, it's not saying it's never came off. I'd rather push direct on it. So okay, but
Perpendicular
they
pushes.
are great tips. Okay,
Okay.
and then
How
if
does it
you
work for a knockdown? Can you use it as a knockdown
oh
tip too?
legit, super
Nice.
legit, yeah,
No
super
marring on the
legit
paint.
for those crowns. You want to be more precise. That's why they coned it. So
Okay.
that's why it's like that.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful. Right
Um,
on there.
Here you go with these. Here's the set of theirs. They got a little blunt tap down blending tip right here. They got a tap down tip here, and they got a sharp stubby tip right here. These are aluminum ones right here. So you can have the best of both worlds on all these things. They got a variety pack right here. So this is very interesting, very good technique tips. I think I gave you one, Joe.
Yep,
So
you sure did. You sure
yeah,
did. I got
this
one.
is spiky. All right.
Wow.
So you techs who like to use sharp tools, come on, man, let's do it.
And aluminum too, no less.
They got a new root beer tip set now too, right?
Okay.
So they got the Pee-wee version here.
All
It's
right.
hard for me. Can you guys see it? Should I take these out, dude? So
Take them out, dude.
hey, take it out. Can you tell me a favor? Can you open this for me? Dude, it's clear.
In the
This
meantime,
this
man,
table's looking dirty, man.
we've got lots of people on right now, Myke, from all over the world, dude. We got someone from Egypt.
Wow.
We got guys from all over, man. Uh, Brazil.
Jumping. Okay, so you guys want to
Welcome,
know
guys.
my top type of tips I like to use, man? Okay. My go-to is this one right here. This is the Pee-wee right here. Okay. Man, oh man, look how precise this is, man. I tell you what, this was so precise it'll probably split a flea's nose hair, dude. Okay. I'm not gonna go with the other route, but yeah. This is my other second precision one. Now they do make them in different varieties. They got root beer, they got peak, which is the light color. They've got the battleship, I think they got, and then and then here's the different types of tips you got right here. Um, Obviously, you'd probably use this for. I don't really use these for shot for tapping down. I actually use these for body lines for finishing the last itty bit. So, and regular finishing lows. Okay, but the body lines, this one works really good. So that's.
Okay.
But look at that precision
Yeah.
tips you'll
Nice.
hit. Okay. Um, They've got some new tabs too as well. I was doing a live video if you want to check that out yesterday on YouTube. Now here is Ultra's cart. So if you're in the market of looking for a cart, this is another cart you can take a look at. And I like though is when I'm sitting down and I'm next to the car. Man, I got a tier here. I've got tier eye level, and I got a tier right
Yeah.
down here. Okay.
Right.
It's easy to maneuver, right? It's small, easy. I like it. I like the setup. Okay.
Okay.
Plenty of room. Now, someone's using this on the edge, but you don't have to have a container here, but I do, right? This is generally all the room I need right here, just like that. And I got plenty of room to keep my tools. Now, might be an overkill sometimes because I don't really load up my tool carts generally like this, but I did this because I'm doing some shoots and stuff like that. But I like it. I like the variety that you can have right here. The tools don't seem to be in the way. I leave one part open so I can get to the locations of my dents that I like. So that's pretty much. It was easy to put together. You will have to drill 2 little holes if you do right here to put
All right.
this brace on to
Okay.
hold if you end up getting the glue cart part. Okay, that's an extra accessory for that. So that's basically it in a nutshell. It's really well made. Carbon fiber on the legs, locks all the way around the wheels.
Okay.
And then in case you're wondering what this is my little tool holder right here. So that works pretty good, compact enough to keep my tips organized somewhat. Any questions on that?
I have a question.
Sure.
How do you like that glue table bolted down to the top of it?
This? Yeah.
Yes.
So I like it. I like it a lot. Actually, I tried it. I'm trying it this way, but personally, I like it faced the other way. That way. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll take it off and I'll turn it that way
Okay.
because it blocks my real estate here. Right.
Yes. Makes sense.
Ultra has it. If you look at their picture, they have it facing this way, and it kind of blocks my,
Okay.
this. So I'll turn it around, and if you notice, I put like a little husky thing here, so I can just hold my
Nice.
little drill. I like clutter free. I don't want a bunch of crap on my stuff. Okay,
Okay.
so this will go up here. Matter of fact, right
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Yeah. So any other questions on that, Joe?
Looking down through the comments, any questions about the cart?
Yeah.
Got a lot of compliments, brother. Lonnie's here from Iowa.
Ooh, Lonnie, what's going
What's up,
on?
Lonnie?
Hey,
Uh,
one thing I did want to mention too. So some people were saying, the Reaper tabs, they break. They're good, but they break. Well, Joe, what do you think, dude? Like, check it out, dude. They
that's
actually
on my list.
redid
Yes,
the
sir.
Reaper tabs, dude.
Yes, sir. That was definitely on my list, Myke. And go ahead, explain
No,
it
I'm
to
just
them.
saying. I'm saying like thanks to you
Yeah.
because you brought a new bag, right? And we used
Well,
the heck out of them,
yeah.
and we didn't break one, dude.
I bought like 4 bags because I figured I'm going to break them all, stretch them all eventually. But so, and then you called me up to help you with that hail car, which again, thank you for the opportunity. So I thought, oh, I'm going to bring all these, and lo and behold, I started pulling with them, and I realized they're not stretching, and I was pulling the crap out of them, and they're not stretching. And then I looked closer, and it's like, and I saw an old Reaper tab, and saw the difference in the diameter, the thickness of the shaft, man, and it was night and day. And those things, I did not stretch one single one.
Yeah.
So they're ready to rock and roll. I think they figured it out.
Well, that's the hail car we were working on right here. In case you're wondering why we got, plastic over it, it's because we took the windshield out because that was cracked. We took the headliner out because then when we took the headliner out, the headliner was sagging, and then we had to go get the headliner fixed. Not on our dime though. It's a 20-year-old car. The headliner was just falling apart, and so it's up to the upholstery shop, and then we got to put it back in, put the windshield back in, and then call it a day. So yeah. So if you guys are listening, you guys are wondering about the Reaper tabs, right? You said they broke on you. They made the shafts thicker and they work. So
they're very strong. They pull just as good, if not even better. So
yes. There are gosh, what else do I got here? Well, what else? What do people want to see? Oh, I think we want to do.
Well, Shad wants to know if you sold your Civic.
I did.
You break the news to him.
I did. I guess I didn't break the news to him, dude. I did for an undisclosed billions and gazillions dollars, dude. So okay. Okay, not this. This is the newest tool we have here.
Oh my goodness.
It's smoking. No. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been in the dark, you don't know about this tool. What is that, Joe?
That is the lateral tension tool from Keiko, and I highly recommend. I think they have a few things they could work out. I would, you know what? I'll save my improvements for after. Go ahead and talk about it.
Well, this is the Keiko lateral tension pull, right? So this is where you slide in, your centipede tabs on each side, right? The ones that comes with they come with dedicated centipede tabs, and you hook your drill up to here, this side right here, and it spins. And what it does is it contracts, right? Or actually, it spreads the tab this way and this way, therefore tightening up the center part of your dent, regardless if it's a body line, kinked up dent, or flat, shallow dent. In some cases, if you have a dent that's well enough for that candidate, sometimes it'll even pull that dent out just by stretching it from outside to outside. But more importantly, when you are using this apparatus, that you're able to push, and you've probably seen some of my reels that I actually was doing an aluminum door where it had a deep crease right here and it was stretched. I was able to keep this tension on here and then push, and it kept it tight. So
Yeah.
from going like this, right?
Right.
So that it was, I personally think this is a must have for any PDR tech who is doing challenging dents and they want to up their game and at least and do preventive measures. This is something to purchase. I think
Yeah.
is a phenomenal tool. Okay, and it's easy, it's compact. You don't need a lot of tools to make it work, right?
Right.
So
Right. I'd like to see them make a smaller version of it. And it'd be as simple as a smaller piece of all thread,
yeah,
but the end of it is because the big one's great for larger damage. But
yeah,
yeah, the end of it has a little hex shape, so you can slip your drill motor
yeah,
onto.
yeah,
Um, and but if they made a smaller one, to complement that one, like as a companion version for smaller dents, because I'm finding, Mike, that I'm using it on smaller dents as well now to really speed up the process of just tightening up that panel real quickly, and then move. All my pushes are very responsive, after that knockdown work, all that.
yeah. I completely agree. I don't want to call it a game changer, but because it's technically been used in the body shops for quite a
Yeah.
while, right? And for
Mhm.
what their methods is, we just polished it, right? We how
Right.
we use it, right? If it,
Yeah.
we,
Oh yeah.
it's a great advantage for us PDR techs, and now we're in the well, we're here. We used to joke about this term called paintless collision repair, right? Well, oh, that's paintless collision repair because we did a dent that was about this big, right? And we thought, oh,
Yeah.
we're laughing about it. Not no more. We are in the paintless collision repair, right? Where you did a nasty dent on your repair on your Instagram, showing how you put a block of wood in there, and you were using, what was that? A freaking frame puller?
Yeah, it was like a really high level frame machine that
Yeah,
I was able to
you out.
allowed to use at a friend of mine's shop.
There goes my student, man. Look at him putting in the time,
See you,
dude. Look at
Joel.
that. Look at that. Joel
Right
put.
on, man. That's dedication.
Yeah.
And he's
So
getting it, dude.
dude, just stay if you want. Oh, so motorcycle tanks. Like, can we talk a little bit about that? Cool.
Yeah, yeah, we can. I'd like to address some of the questions
Sure. Sure. Go ahead.
real
I'll
quick.
show you some. Go ahead.
Uh, Vicente mentions the new pricing guide, assessment guide with the reflection board.
Yeah.
That you need to show that. And then sixth gen Joel, he says, what cart would you recommend for mobile service? Is the Milwaukee the go-to? Um, Joel, the Milwaukee is a awesome cart, man, but it is a little wide depending on your vehicle. We did kind of touch base earlier on in this episode, where Mike talked about the T stack being just a little lower profile, a little bit shorter, from side to side, because he's going to be using it on a mobile basis. But for his shop, he really likes the Milwaukee. But it
Yeah.
just depends on how much room you have, I think.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention too is like this base. If you get this base, it's really easy to pack away. Okay. Not only that, you can actually take off this in one shot, take it off, and then you can use this as a low profile seat, right? Or
Oh
if you
yeah.
want a little more height, you just take this one off, leave this one on, put your rubber mat or whatever, your knee pad, just put it on here, and now you got a perfect height to roll around and do your dents in if you're doing some door dinging or eye level dent repair. So it does have an advantage. I think all these carts have an advantage. For me, when I really need the room, but I still want to stay highly organized, the T Stack is going to work for me mobile wise. If had a truck like Joe, or if I had a van, I would probably take the pack out on in that scenario. But that is going to be completely preference, as I mentioned on that. So here we go. Here's the price guide, assessment reflection board, right? Here's the lines. The reason why we put lines, and not because we're line guys, mainly is because your client sees dents much easier with a line board. Like, that's basically how it is. You need to be trained a little bit better to understand fog, and you have to have the fog in the right place. So, anyways, you flip it around, and you got a price right here. Quickly, it's mainly just the menu, so it doesn't make you look like you're pulling numbers out of your butt. So, this is what we came up with, Joe and I. And if you guys want to take a look at it, and if some of you guys are wondering, well, why does it say just Dent Time? Joe's not on there, Dent Evo. So, just really quick, we just had an agreement that it'd be better if it was just one name on there. And
yep, that was my call. I actually mentioned that to you, Myke. So
yeah,
I think it looked.
Joe, that was Joe.
Really sharp.
That was Joe. That wasn't me. That was Joe's.
Yeah.
So, and I forgot I left that comment there, but I hope that's not too much in the way. But if you look, we start at 175 and go up. Now, we do make custom ones, so if you are in the market of customs, but just let us know. But you have to buy a minimum of 10 for us to do the custom into your logo and whatever. But there you go. You can check them out. I'll put a link later on, but they are on the site, denttime.com/store. So you can go there, or just go to this denttime.com and go to the store, and you'll see them there. So yeah, that's that. Anything else, Joe, that somebody else has wanted to request?
Yeah, Miguel is going to teach me Spanish. No mama's way.
Orale.
I only know the bad words, Miguel.
Orale.
Lonnie says,
yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was going to show some panels, but go ahead.
Yeah, he was asking if you use the new UV orange tabs from Anson. He heard they pull super hard.
Yeah, Lonnie, go to YouTube on my YouTube channel. Watch the live video I did yesterday, or just one of the recent videos we did yesterday, and you will see that in action. It seemed like that tab really liked the slide hammer over the mini lifter. I don't know what it is, Joe, but some tabs just react better with different apparatuses. I'm not sure if you noticed that. So
yeah, man, and temperature too, and even panel surface tension too. Yeah. I think there's a lot of factors to really successful glue pulling, and we shoot, we're still learning, man. Like even this week, on that hail car, I learned quite a bit just with glue pull.
Don't mind the mess, man. We had a little earthquake here, dude. So
that's messy for Dent Time, man.
So one of Stanliner's latest tools that they have, this is one of them, but I'm going to go to one I used. I because of the circumstances of the vehicle, but man, when I was first using this is, can you see that or not, Joe?
Yeah, I can see it, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is called the latest spoon tool from Stanliner, and so you can use the front of it. You can actually wobble it like this to work your dents. You can actually use the side of it just going like this, and you turn it over and you can use the tip of it like this. A lot of hail guys are using this, so it is designed for hail, but I've used it on the side of the quarter panels. You saw me use on the roof as well, Joe, and I've used it on the hood. I used it on that beamer over there on the hood. Fantastic tool, works really good. I love everything, and there's something I came to conclusion with these Stanliner tools. And here's the needle tool. That's kind of almost the same concept as that side. But if you look at the contact of these, what are you looking at? It's all got that beveled round contact. That's why, that's why it doesn't mash up the freaking metal.
It moves more metal cleaner and quicker.
Yeah.
Right.
Which ones do you own?
I only have a small collection of Stanliners, but I use them quite a bit. The one that my go-to, Myke, it's called a Stanliner triple bend. Do you have that in there? I'm trying to see if you have that in your collection.
Triple bend. Not this one, right?
That one. Yep.
This one?
Well, no, mine's a little different, but it's something like that. That might be it. Mine just has a smaller diameter hook at the end, and where you're just using the corner, the heel of it, and it pushes so clean, man.
You're talking the heel, this part right here, the front.
Yeah, the rounded, the outer diameter of the rounded part.
Yeah.
And mine's a little bit shorter diameter. I've noticed that about Stanliner. They make them in different size, not like they might have the same length, but depending on when they produce them, and I could be wrong here. Maybe we're looking at two different tools, but mine looks similar to that, but a much closer diameter at the end. And I'll tell you what, man, it really, I can fit it in, those door edges that get dented. Imagine the rear door, leading edge of the door gets dented, and it's too deep to glue pull. But I've been able to use that tool to wedge it in there in that leading edge where it thins out and really power out some metal without, butchering it all up.
And that's what they're designed for, is to help you move a lot of metal clean, right? Without choking it up.
That's right. That's right. And going back to that spoon, Myke, that Stanliner spoon, I would love to see. I did use it on the roof on the BMW this last week on hail, and it worked beautifully to really bring out the bottom of some of the deeper dents. Yep. And for the smaller dents, it just completely eliminated them. But it's partly the learning curve, because I didn't really I feel I had time to learn how to use the edge of it so much, and I was kind of imprecise. But I would love to see Stanliner get into changeable tips and put a 5/16 by 18 thread on the back of that tool. Yep. And for hail, so you can put a fine point on that end or an extension on there, so you can bring out the pit of the deeper dents and then finish it off with with whatever you got, an R2 or whatever.
Yep, I 100% agree. Tools are just freaking mad. Oh, I forgot. Wow. This Reaper tool, dude. Now you're going like, well, this looks like a freaking door tool or a door lord. Well, no, it's got a little bit more kick. All right, actually, let me do this one here. I'm pushing I'm going in reverse, so it's hard for me to go. My left is my right, my right's my left.
Yeah, I know.
Do you notice the curve, how it comes down a little bit and it kind of curves up, almost like a hook? Yeah. Almost, okay?
Almost.
Well, they are fantastic. This is fantastic for quarter panels or a door, right? A door that has a brace right there in the middle that's low. Man, this sucker goes right down and freaking comes up slightly right where you need it. And you talk about torque, man. Man, this thing's legit. I mean,
that's a Dent Reaper J hook or
yeah. What's it called? I don't know. I forget the names half the time of these things, man. But I'm just going to tell you that these Reaper tools, go take a look at them.
It looks pretty stout too, man.
It is. I was pleasantly surprised. Oh, and the quarter panels too. Like, how you have that room where it's kind of open, and then you take a tool and it spins on you, and then you go to a tool that has too much kick on it, and then you can't get the leverage you want. That has just enough kick to give you that leverage in that quarter panel where you need to. Okay, so
all right.
That's basically what I've been using it for.
Hey, Myke.
Yeah.
Ray has a question about glue tabs, and what glue tabs do you recommend on aluminum for crease on a door? I couldn't really get a whale tail behind a brace, and it's on the front door on a Genesis G80.
Yeah, sure. Well, we came out with some new, well, not me. Anson came out with new tabs, and then Kiko, I always go Kiko tabs. But let me just show you one of the latest tabs that came out. Where is my stuff at here? So this would probably be one of my go-tos on the aluminum, dude. This is the Kiko ice crease tab, right? Dead center ice crease tab, because of how thin it is. And not just give you a quick education on tabs, is like when you see clear or more of the glass looking thing, when you're pulling, you get less flex, and when you get less flex, you get a higher reaction of the metal or aluminum pulling up. So that's why rigid tabs like this, and if you listen, hopefully we can pick this up, you're gonna hear a ting 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 ting. It sounds like because there's no flex in these things. So you hear that? It's like ting ting ting, right? And it's very dense. So the less flex and the more dense the tab is, the more aggressive tab you're going to, or excuse me, pull you're going to have with your tab. So that is why I like using these tabs to pull aluminum. Okay, and not to mention, there are plenty of other good tabs out there. The Reaper tabs pull super good, super hard. We know that, Joe, especially the new thicker ones here, and
Yes,
the latest, the Anson tabs too. So these latest ones that they have, these orange tabs, they pull really hard, and they're really good for mini lifting. Also, if you're pulling aluminum, if you can, use a mini lifter, because what it does is it's gonna pin down that metal and isolate that area for a more aggressive pull. Okay, so hope that helps.
Can we see the face of that root beer tab that you just showed? Okay.
I got some glue on it, dude. So sorry, man. Let's see if I got.
Would you say it's a little wider than the Kiko ice tab?
Let's take a look. Let's see here. I'd say it's about the same. Let me just put it up there. So let me just switch it for you guys. Okay. Sorry, I apologize.
How about the gangrene tabs? You still using those?
Yeah, I was going to mention the gangrene tabs are still pulling hard too. I mean,
yeah, I still have.
I think you saw whatever you saw the top 5 tabs yesterday is the same thing with the creases. Okay. Can you see this?
Okay. Yep. Can see it.
Can you see like the difference? I think these might be more narrow than these, dude.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, they might be. Ray asks, are you using a hard, fast pull, like are you snapping it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the aluminum is so rigid, right?
I will tighten it to where it gets snug and don't even give it a chance. I don't even go like this, dude. I don't even go like that. I just, as soon as I snug it, get on there, bang, dude, because I want to shock that metal really, really, really high. So.
Okay. And are you concerned about pulling paint?
No.
Okay.
Only,
that's another discussion for another time.
I'm only concerned when I don't say nothing to the customer.
Yeah.
That's it. Your objection, your obligation is to inform the client that there is a 10% chance that they could pull paint. It's not likely, but there's a 10% chance. And you know how you make yourself sound good at that? You say, if I don't tell you, I'm not being honest. And if someone else doesn't tell you, they're not being honest as well.
Okay.
So you get that right there. You put the doubt in the back of their head, because even if they're going to go check someone else, and because you're afraid that they'll say no because you said you were telling them, being honest about pulling paint, well, they're just doing you a favor as well. So don't think that that's scary to say something to them. What they're trying to tell you, if they decide they don't want to do it, they're just doing you a favor, because they'd say, I'd make you pay for that freaking paint job. So that's why you tell people that you're not responsible for pulling paint. So when you blue pull. And I charge more too. I charge more because I'm using material, right?
Yeah. And there's things to look out for too. Like if you're doing on a repaint, obviously you're probably going to be less aggressive. Or what I see a lot of, Myke, is on like large vehicles, like the super heavy duty trucks and stuff. Especially then when they're more than a few years old, they sit outside a lot, and I find that I've pulled more paint on those than anything, because the clear coat does take its, it gets that brittleness.
Oxidized. It gets a little oxidized. Yeah. The clear coat breaks down, right? So, that's a protective layer for the wet. The base coat, which is the color of the paint, right? And then after underneath that is the primer, right? And then underneath the primer is the raw metal panel. So I agree. Now, we worked on a 21-year-old car, and German paint, not one glue pull, not one pull paint incident. I don't know what it is about German vehicles, but their paint is the best on the market.
They really are, dude. They really are. It's 22-year-old car and all factory paint, and we pulled so aggressively on that thing, expecting it to rip, and man, nothing came off. So that was awesome. A Facebook user says, put it on your intake form, your estimate form, the disclaimer, along with explaining it to them, before you're glue pulling. And that's That's great advice there. Um, Brian Lacusta, top three best glue for aggressive pulls. That's a good question. We might have a whole show just on that question right there.
Well, this is this is so like opinionated. I don't think you're ever going to get a. This is just our opinion. So, Joe, you start first. Dude. What's your top three
Um, well,
glue?
I've been having really good luck with the Cam Auto collision glue. It's a little bit longer set time, but that's for really good aggressive pulls, and it holds like a mother. Um, I have also my go-to has always been the red glue, the Dent Out Red. It's old school. It's one of the first glues I
I
think that
I
was
can
out for glue
contest to that.
pulling.
You pulled some. You pull hard as a mofo on that. Yeah.
Yeah, with a heavy slide hammer too, and I don't I to this day I don't know if it's just if it's truly stronger than all the others or if it's just my familiarity where I use it, the environment that I use it, the temperatures that I use it. I'll use it in the wintertime too, even though it's made for hot weather, 90 to 100 plus degrees. But I'll heat up the panel if I need to pull real hard, and I'll get it to that 90-degree range even in the winter, and then I pull hard with that red.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Ray says it's the wife's car. I better treat it like a customer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ray, you're on thin ice there, buddy. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Uh, So mine I think really is I think I like hog glue. There are so many across the board, dude. The tab weld, the extreme purple, cam auto, the
Mhm.
hell, I've even had great luck with the Glexo glue that they have. I haven't really ran into a bad problem. I really think it has to do with a lot with your prep, right? And the
Yeah,
conditions, okay? And the
yeah,
conditions
and
of
conditions. A lot of variables.
of your environment. I'm in a controlled environment, ladies and gentlemen. So
Yeah,
I'm not out there as much as you, ladies and gentlemen, are. And I talked to Ray Gonzalez out in
in
Las
Vegas.
Vegas. He goes from extreme heat to extreme cold, right?
Right.
And that's likely in a lot of different places around the United States, but that's some of the extreme that goes to 115 degrees, 120 degrees to freaking 32 degrees, over there. So I just really think that as long as you understand the foundation of how to glue pull and know how to set up and prep, and heating the panel is huge too, right? Getting
Yeah,
that temperature the right for the vehicle, and then pulling. I think I don't think you really have a bad luck with any glue, but I do think some work better in combination with the tab
yeah,
that you're using. So.
sure, sure. I think that's something we're all figuring out as we go. Just by putting in the reps.
Yep. So he says see Brian's old school too. He knows, dude. Dent out
Yep.
red and cam auto, yes, have both. So
Yeah.
yeah. Tab weld and Reaper purple for me. Oh yeah, I just did you used Reaper I just used Reaper, so that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been using
Mhm,
that too.
mhm.
And the Glexo, is that Glexo Collision or Glexo Hot Glue is what they call it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty strong too. It reminds me of Cam Auto actually because it's a little bit longer set. It pulls hard, um, and I feel like the Reaper Purple is comparable almost to Tab Weld. I think too. They're good glues.
Yeah. Yeah, Jacob says I'm going through that right now with an '03 Silverado work truck. Paint is just not holding up if when
Yeah,
knocking down too. So, ooh, I
yeah,
hate
those
those
are.
ones.
Yeah, I've pulled paint on those, Jacob, quite a bit, man.
Mhm.
Um, if you absolutely have to glue pull on those things, I'm sure Jacob already knows this, and anyone who doesn't, we call that a wet pull, where you want if you want to safely pull without ripping paint off, uh, just quickly pull while the glue is still soft, still wet.
Yeah, I have another tech tip too as well. So if you know the paint's not going to hold up, but you're trying to glue pull, and it's not deep. So let's just put it this way: it's something that's just annoying dent that you need to get out. What I
Mhm.
end up doing is putting clear packing tape on top of the paint where the dent's
Okay,
at, and I
really,
will put a tab on top of it and slide hammer it up. So
really,
yeah, wide packing tape because that keeps the clear coat protected, right? And so now I'm just pulling a dent, not the clear coat. Not making
really.
contact with the clear. Yeah, really. Yeah,
Interesting, man.
yeah.
Okay.
Try it. Try it.
Yeah, yeah, Shane Rosas actually had told me about that, and but he was talking about it with cold glue. But with
You might have learned it on
hot
Dent
glue
Trainer.
too. What's that?
You might have learned it on Dent Trainer.
Oh, okay, okay.
But no, that is a tech tip. So if you're running into a problem like that, that's also works for knocking down too as well. So if you got a touchy clear coat, no matter what you try, and you don't have red caps or you don't have any of that, you could actually take
Yeah,
gaffer's tape or Tessa tape, tear a little bit off, and just kind of put the flat part on the tip, like put it right, stick it right to the base of that tip, and then tap down, and then you have kind of a little cover for it just temporarily, so you're not marking up the paint.
it's
So
brilliant, man. Brilliant. Yeah, I'll try
uh
that.
what was the glue they had at MTE? They challenged everyone to pull. Oh, that was the gosh, I know people will probably say it right now,
The
dude.
collision glue, was
Yeah,
it?
it was like Jeremy's. It was
Yeah.
Jeremy's glue, dude. So
You
I can't remember
Yeah,
what
I
it is.
heard I have not used that yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, Lonnie. I think it pulls pretty hard too.
Oh, Spain. We got Spain here, man. I love
I know,
Spain,
man.
dude. Tapas, man. Mm.
Uh-huh.
Enjoying the root beer brown color knockdowns 3-pack. Cool. Yeah, those are good, man.
Solar
Like this
Blitz.
was
Kent. Thank you, Kent. It was called Solar Blitz. The
look, this is Mike was way better than the MTE bathrobe tool review. Thanks for great learning and info. Sam's list is in. So um thanks, Vicente. Appreciate you. I think that's pretty much a wrap. So if you guys got anything else you want to say, please do. Let you go. We know we're on a delay, so we'll wait around for like, you know, we'll hang out for a little bit and see if you guys have anything else to say. But other than that, I thought this was a pretty good show.
Yeah, it's
What do you
good,
think?
man.
What do you
It's
think,
good.
Joe?
Yeah, it
Did I give
just
you
in
enough
time.
airtime, Joe? Did I hog it all up, dude?
No, it's fine by me, dude. I'm
I
hey
didn't know if
man,
you
I'm
had
a
anything else to
supporting
say, dude.
cast member here, right?
What? What?
No, I said I'm a supporting cast member here, so I'm here to streamline things. Okay, so let's see. Jeremy's glue. We
Could not get
count
it off
on.
the panel. People were
Okay.
hanging from it. What's it called, Cole? Oh, split something.
It's Solar Blitz. Yeah,
Solar Blitz. There it is, dude.
Kent Elliott actually uh, told me it's
Oh,
Solar Blitz. So
there you
in
go,
the
Kent.
comment,
Thank you, dude. There you go. Sorry, I
good
didn't see
stuff.
your reply.
Now,
Um,
I remember when some of these collision glues, real strong collision glues, came out, like people were ripping paint right off the panel. What happened there? Because I haven't had that experience, and I'm wondering if that was just people getting too aggressive. You think?
yeah, I mean, look, paint. I don't. If you keep pulling the same spot, dude, and you're getting these massive hard pulls, something's gonna give, dude.
Yeah.
Either the dent or the paint, dude. Right?
Right.
And you got to use your logic, though, and
Yeah.
that's why I inform my clients. All right, and
Yeah.
John, my technician, my other technician, they know if they're gonna pull out the glue gun, you got to tell them, because isn't it always the fact that every time you don't say something and you're so confident, you pull paint. I,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's the worst time, dude. It's never a
Yeah.
good time to pull paint, but
Right.
it's better when you tell them ahead of time. So
Yeah. Yeah. I pull paint a lot less now, and I think you know. I think it had to do with the way I was pulling back in the day, just
yeah,
too aggressive, and then not being perpendicular on the pull. And the other thing too is like the collision glues that we're using, Mike. I think those work best as tension pulls as opposed to just like slide hammer, grip it and rip it. So those are things to think about. We could have a whole show topic just talking about how to glue pull.
yeah. Well, I think this is pretty good. I think we chatted long enough, guys. Right? I mean, you guys keep commenting, which we love, though. We love you guys interacting. We appreciate your support. And if you guys are watching now and you haven't done so, please hit the like button. Let us know what you guys think. If you're watching from YouTube, please subscribe. You'll get notified every time we do these spontaneous. We do a lot of spontaneous videos, man. We do podcast. I'll do live reviews. Sometimes most of the time they turn into little tutorials. So if you like that kind of stuff, you're hardcore PDR, you want to learn a lot of different things and aspects, and don't forget to subscribe to watch my little shorts. Check it out. Subscribe. Me and Joe really do appreciate it, and let us know what you think in the comments if you're on YouTube or Facebook or whatnot. So thank you again for all your support every time we do a podcast. So
Yeah, thanks, guys.
I think we're gonna answer some. Joe, I'm doing a Spanish trainer for you. No mames way. Yeah. Joe
Miguel.
looks more Mexican than Miguel, man.
Miguel,
You
I
don't
know.
speak any Spanish, dude.
Oh, what a shame.
Got 3 different kinds here. Okay.
Because of
Brother,
you.
you two, please help me. Homeless now and one of my birthdays. You can get any worse. Love you all. Okay. Well, John, we'll see what we can do, man. All right.
Keep your head up, man. Keep your chin up.
Message me, man. Okay.
Don't lose hope.
What's up, fellas? Randy Rouse. Okay. I think we're coming in. Solar Blitz, they demoted towing a car. Oh yeah, I did. I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. Okay, guys. Well, thanks again for watching and listening. We'll be posting this up soon on the Apple Podcast as well. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, guys.